Hello and welcome to the 5th episode for our Let's Play of the Two Towers. In the last episode we left off with Merry and Pippen and the Ents exploring a camp of Saruman's orcs. And we found this tunnel that leads to this underground area, so we're going to start off the episode by exploring around here. This chamber has a dirt floor, with 3 large trees still standing. The trees are dried, withered, and leafless. The walls of the chamber have been defaced by orcs, which you catch in the process of vandalizing. So right off the bat, we'll have to deal with these orcs. But they're nothing new that you haven't handled before. And we will be, there's a handful of orcs that we'll have to fight in this area. Which kind of stands to reason since we are in an orc camp after all. During all of the fighting, a single seed has been dislodged from one of the dried trees. The seed is the size of a man's fist and seems to radiate life and hope. So we'll want to grab that. The battle is over and the orcs will wreak their mischief no more, but there is still an air of sadness in the room. The trees must have been beautiful at one time, but now they are parched husks, though they still stand. Well, we'll have to find a way to help out the trees then. Stacked haphazardly against this wall is a deadfall of old tree trunks and branches. It looks rather treacherous to climb. Well, we'll make a try of it anyways. The deadfall looks hazardous to any who do not know how to climb. Beyond the deadfall, your sharp eyes make out the outline of a hidden door. There are too many trees to move. Does the party climb the deadfall? Guided by someone knowledgeable in climbing, everyone makes it over the deadfall and through the door. This chamber holds hundreds of books and smells like a musty old library. We can pick up some lore here, and I'll give them to Merry and Pippen. There's another area over here. This beautiful door is made of silver and is locked tight. That's why we needed to grab the Saruman key from the camp earlier, so we'll be able to open this door. The door unlocks with a loud click. The Entwash bubbles up from a crack in the rocks. Its waters seem alive and spirited. The rest of the room is filled with trees and lush plants, and the air is filled with forest scents. We'll take the source water, and that's what we can use to... You have found a secret door. Do you wish to enter? Yes, because we know where it goes. And we can come back to the trees here and use the source water from the Entwash to help them out. As you give each tree water, a wondrous change occurs. The trunks swell to their true size, and the bark looks healthy. Leaves bud and grow rapidly on the branches. The air is filled with the sweet smell of healthy earth and blossoms. Each tree grows a golden seed, almost as if the trees, in gratitude, are giving you a gift. The air of oppression has been lifted from this room as you recapture a bit of the past glory. We can take the vine and the rations. And there's another stone area over here. We'll go to the north first, and you kind of want to avoid walking into the middle area here of the room, because there's a trap door that will open, and everyone in the party will take a little bit of damage from that. So we'll have to find a way to deactivate that trap, so we don't have to keep worrying about it every time we pass through that area. Paragraph 210. Amidst the clutter of the orc's room, the party finds this letter. Chagaluk, you will leave Fitzpot to his affairs and mind your own. Your garrison is to continue guarding the tunnels which lead back to my citadel. Also, continue in search for the source of the Entwash. I know it is in your area. A word of warning, do not read the obelisks. Keep clear of it until I can devote some time to study it further. At present, the matter of the halflings keeps me busy. If any halflings cross your path, you are to capture them and deliver them with no harm to their bodies. They are not for sport. The letter is signed with a stylized white hand. And there's some weapons and armor. The only thing you'll really want to grab here is the supply key. And I'm not going to take the other stuff, but obviously you can if you want. The brick slides back into place. You believe you have foiled a trap of some sort. And that's actually the trap door from this room here. The floor gives way under the party, dropping everyone into a pit. Aside from a few bruises, everyone is in good shape. Well, I thought I disarmed it. Well, it doesn't seem to be doing anything anymore. We'll go to the southern part of the area now. Opening the door, the party comes face to face with a half-dozen orcs. With red, hate-filled eyes, the orcs hiss and charge at you. Some more orcs. I think there's only one more group of orcs after this that we'll have to take care of. We'll also need to find a place where we can heal some of our party members. That takes care of them. This black basalt obelisk has odd writing carved upon it, surmounted by a white hand. Well, we're going to ignore that letter we found and read the obelisk anyway. The writing is indecipherable, though you can make out the word Nazgul. There's actually more of this area to the south, but we're going to ignore it for now, because we're going to have a chance to explore that later on when we come back to this area. So we'll just leave by another exit if you come to the north part up here, past where the trapdoor was from earlier. And again, more orcs. And once we finish with this area, we're going to need to find the remaining Ents to bring him news about the Entmoot and bring Treebeard's message to him. The path ends at the craggy rock face, and we actually passed this area earlier. This is right outside the clearing where we found skin bark. So now we'll need to search for Leaflock. And if we come up here, the tall, haggard Ent spreads its thin fingers wide, which make a clacking sound in the wind. Visitors, mind my manners. I am Longroot. I say little, but like to walk. Perhaps you would like to walk with me. He looks questioningly. I am not one for talk, but I like to show people the forest. Talk to me about the places you'd like to see. And like I explained earlier, we can just ask him about Leaflock, and he will take us there. That is a long ways, and poor old Leaflock is less talkative than I. Still, there are good trees there. And he picks us up and takes us there. And Leaflock is right here. And like Longroot mentioned, he's not very talkative, but we can trade him the Entwater. We'll pull up paragraph 150 here. When the waters of the Entwash touch the big tree, its features become more human, its trunk more pliable. Ha, splendid, the Ent booms in a deep voice, which hints at the great age of the speaker. The water is from Fangorn's private bank. I know its taste anywhere. In fact, I could smell it on you when you walked into my clearing. You must be friends of Fangorn. Ha, very well then. The birds of the air have told me why you have come, and I shall give you this word to give to Fangorn and the other Ents. The word is Onodrim. Take it to Fangorn and put down the threat of these Barroom once and for all. And we'll go back to Gandalf and them. The Fellowship heads to Edoras, the chief city of Rohan, where all is not well. And you can actually recruit Sunhead back, which I'll go ahead and do since I think he kills orcs in one hit, so we'll take him with us. There's one more quest we can do in East Eminent here. If you go just south of the pool and then head east towards the river. Doorless again. Orcs have been capturing black stallions in the east of Rohan, near the river. Find these orcs and slay them, or I shall reward you well, I swear it. We should have come upon them by now. Just go back to the pond and try again. Yeah, I just played through this part before I started shooting this, so they should show up. Maybe we'll try to get a little closer up here. Dorlas again. That's weird. You should find some orcs. There we go. You are not too far from a battle. 3 great orcs have surrounded a great black steed and are trying to capture it. As you head towards them, they cease to chase the horse and start to chase you. Yeah, I guess we just didn't go far south enough from the pond. But anyways, we found them now. So, let's check out the orcs, obviously. The orcs have been slain, but the great black steed has fled into the east. So you'll want to follow him. The horse's tracks continue eastwards, merging with more horse tracks. However, there are other tracks here as well. You can use perception to find out what they are. But I have suspicion that they must be orc tracks. The other tracks are those of orcs. It would appear that a large band of orcs is following a herd of horses, heading toward the river. You have come upon 3 large orcs in pursuit of a herd of horses. So just like before, take them out so the horses can be in peace. With one final stroke, the last orc falls. The horses continue to gallop into the east, soon fading from view. They can run free, at least for now. You gotta find Dorlas again. There we go. Dorlas smiles. East Rohan is at peace, at least for a little while. I will tend your wounds, but you must now hurry to Edoras. The king is most ill, and men are using his sickness for evil purposes. A wizard might cure him. You can grab the magic shield. You can grab the food too if you want. But I chose not to. We'll give Legolas one of these magic shields. Somehow, for some reason, I have 2. Oh, there's 3 now. It's like everyone's got a magic shield. Anyways, yeah, so now we can leave this area and go south to Edoras. The orcs in this camp have recently abandoned it. There are signs of fighting here as well as leftover provisions. Once again, you can take the food, but you'll just want to keep heading south along the bank of the river. Sunhood is leaving the Fellowship. Sunhood will not leave the plains that he has roamed for all his life. He abandons the Fellowship. And just keep along the riverbank here. Over the rolling plains you see tall fair men in mail, with long hair of yellow and bright swords in their hands. The riders of Rohan come fast upon you. Can we talk to them? We can't talk to them. The riders see you. Weapons are raised, but they do not shout or speak. They ride hard to encircle you, keeping out of reach, until you are surrounded. They halt. A ring of swords menaces you. Maybe now we can talk to them. I am Diril, son of Eothel. My duty is to take you to Edoras, to the Golden Hall. Gandalf says, we go to Meduseld in haste to speak with the king. My counsel is not unknown to his ears. We bring not danger, but hope. Diril responds, welcome you were once, Gandalf, but there is trouble now on all our borders, and some say you bring evil. Gandalf says that he means no evil and invites Diril to come with you. We will ride with you. Turn not aside from the swiftest way to Edoras, and draw no weapon, or things go ill between us. And they take you right outside, so you just want to go south on this path here. You slow as you pass the grassy barrow where the kings of Rohan sleep, and stop before the gates. You have come to Edoras, and the Rohirrim are watchful. And you switch back to Frodo once you enter the city. While others face danger, far away the ring-bearer treks through an even more perilous country. So we'll start by heading south, and we'll come to a new area here. You pass into the land that men once called Ithilien, a fair realm of swift-falling streams, cypresses and pine woods, and sweet herbs. Once the garden of Gondor, now desolate, Ithilien keeps still a disheveled, dryad loveliness. So the first thing you want to do here is, you feel more hungry than usual. Sam says to Gollum, see here, old noser, can you find something fit for a hungry hobbit? Gollum says, yes, perhaps, yes. Smeagol always helps. Do you send Gollum to hunt for food? We will do that. But you'll want to find the river and follow it east. And here grows sweet herbs, shoots, and pungent leaves of watercress. So you want to find the path here and just head south along it first. Scarlet robes, brazen corselets, and black hair braided with gold. The swordsmen of Herod, the Southrons, are marching. A patrol discovers you, too late to hide. If you use Sam's help word of power there. 4 tall men clad in green and brown, well armed and masked, stand forth from the grass. All friends of Gondor and enemies of the Shadow join us. Where, cries a soldier, may the valor turn him aside. Mumak, Mumak. A vast shape crashes from the trees and careers towards you, tusks dripping blood, a war tower smashed upon its back. The great beast of the Herod charges through their ranks in a blind panic. Many of the Southrons panic and flee. Eventually the beast leaves, wandering southward. A much smaller force remains to oppose you. It looks like the same amount to me, but we have these 4 men join us, and that'll make this battle a little easier. The Southrons are more armored than the orcs you've been fighting up to this point. And you can take sword and leather armor from them, from each one you kill. But everyone's armored for me at this point. And there's rations. Faramir wishes to talk to you in a less dangerous place. Your company is blindfolded and walks many steps before you are taken to a place that Faramir calls Henneth Anun. And you're in a cave here. So the first thing we'll want to do is heal some of our party members. We can do that right over here. Do you have ill or wounded party members that you want Hulrung to try to heal? Yes, we do. I can teach you about the many herbs which grow in the beautiful land of Ithilien. Do you wish to learn? And I like to give these 2 herblore skills to Sam and Frodo, since most of these other characters will leave at some point. There's a shovel right here if you don't have one already. Paragraph 136. A few torches cast a dim light on the glistening walls of the rock chamber. Many men are here, but they are leaving by 2s and 3s through a dark narrow door on the side. The cave is filled with arms and victuals. Faramir says, at one time the water flowed down through this cave and out of the arch, but its course was changed further up the gorge by workmen of old, and the stream sent down in a fall of troubled height over the rocks far above. All ways save one were sealed against the enemy of water or aught else. Now we shall feed you, and then you may look around as you like. Faramir shows you a table piled high with salted meats, dried fruit, bread and butter, good red cheese, and pale yellow wine. Take what you will and we can talk while you eat, he says. You can take all that if you like. I am Faramir, captain of Gondor and the servant of the White Tower, Minas Tirith. Let's go with news first. An army from Minas Morgul has attacked the forces of Gondor at Osgiliath, and we are forced to flee. Asking about Minas Tirith. A great city on the White Mountains. While it stands, there is still hope. He mentioned Minas Morgul. Minas Morgul, a place of great evil, guarding the only pass into Mordor. Armies gather there lately. Osgiliath, ruined these 500 years, now rotten with orcs and worse. Do not head south and west. Maybe he knows something about getting into Mordor that he can help us with. The land of our enemy, it is an accursed place. We look upon it seldom, but it always haunts us. Gondor, greatest kingdom of the age, still ruled by the stewards until the heir of Elendil returns to rule as king. The stewards are the rulers of Gondor until the king returns. And you can ask him about Boromir from the first game to bring up another paragraph message. Faramir says, Boromir was Captain General of Gondor and our leader. His eyes watching you grow harder. Would you grieve to learn that Boromir is dead? You catch the look in his eye. Do you mean he is dead? But he was alive and strong when we parted. How do you know the son of Denethor is dead? Night oft brings news to near kindred, 'tis said. Boromir was my brother. A shadow of sorrow passes over his face. You may remember that Boromir bore a great horn bound with silver. If it be blown at need anywhere in Gondor, its voice will not pass unheeded. 11 days ago I heard the blowing of that horn, dim as an echo in the mind. 3 nights later I sat on watch by Anduin, nigh Osgiliath, which our enemies now hold. I saw a boat of strange fashion floating, with none to steer it. A pale light was round it. The boat was almost filled with clear water, and in it lay Boromir, my brother, dead. One thing only I missed, his horn. Boromir, I cried, whither goest thou, O Boromir? But the boat turned and passed glimmering on into the night. He has passed down the river to the sea. The shards of the horn came severally to shore, and now lie on the lap of Denethor and Minas Tirith. And we have another paragraph here. In the recess at the back of the cave, partly screened by curtains, Faramir speaks of his late brother. I remember of Boromir as a boy, that it always displeased him that his father was not a king. How many hundreds of years needs it to make a steward a king? If the king return not, he asked. Few years, maybe, in other places of less royalty. My father, Denethor, answered. In Gondor 10,000 years would not suffice. Alas, does that not tell you something of Boromir? Sam says, you're warm on the scent, sir, if I may say so. Now I watched Boromir and he listened to him, from Rivendell all down the road, and it's my opinion that from the moment he first saw it, he wanted the enemy's ring. Then Sam turns white, then flushes scarlet. There I go again, oh dear, oh dear. Faramir smiles a strange smile. The one ring, and Boromir tried to take it by force, and you escaped, and ran all the way to me. And here I have you, a host of men at my call, and the ring of rings. A pretty stroke. Ha. He stands up very tall and stern, his grey eyes glinting. You set yourself with your back to the wall, fumbling for your sword hilt. There's a silence, but Faramir sits down, laughs quietly, and suddenly speaks gravely. Alas for Boromir, it was too sore a trial. But I am wise enough to know that there are some perils from which a man must flee. And be comforted, Samwise, for it is safe to declare this to me. But do not even name this thing again aloud. Once is enough. Maybe we can ask him about the ring. The ring? The one ring of Sauron? 75. Faramir gestures you to him, claiming to show you a feature of his small earthenware lamp. Well fed and at your ease, you hardly feel his gentle touch on the back of your neck, the slither of an elven chain across your skin, but you know instantly as the ring gives up its chill contact and glitters in the open air. You grab the chain and pull your sword, almost in the same motion. Take the ring, he dies for that. But Faramir makes no further move. He only stands, thinking. So that is the answer to all the riddles, he says at last, quietly. Isildur's bane, the enemy's one ring, that was thought to have perished from the world. What an heirloom of power and peril it must be. But fear no more. I wish to know the mission you have kept from me, and nothing more. Now if I found this on the highway, would I take it? Not were Minas Tirith falling in ruin, and I alone could save her, so using the weapon of the Dark Lord for her good and my glory. If you will trust me, it may be that I can aid you in your present quest. So I think that's all we can do there. So you'll want to exit to this northern path. You have found a doorway leading to a black passage. The air smells moist. Follow the passage? Yep, we'll do that. You go first along the passage, then up many wet steps, and come to a landing lit by a long shaft. A flight of steps winding like a turret stair leads up to a wide flat rock. The falls plunge over the edge of the yawn to your left. 72. Faramir looks out into the pale mists that shimmer in the great vale below. Far off in the west, the moon is full and sinking, round and white. Moon set over Gondor. Fair Ithil, as he goes from Middle-earth, is worth a few shivers. But look now what Aragorn has spotted. He leads you to the edge of this high wet platform. Far below, the white waters swirl darkly around the deep oval basin. In the moonlight, a small frog-like figure climbs from the water and up the bank. Silver glints in the moonlight. It is Gollum, caught fishing in the pool where none may come unbidden. Faramir says, your gangrel companion slipped my keenest huntsman. Now he has dared to come to Heneth Anun. Fishing from the pond may cost him all he has to give. Aragorn has him at the arrow point, but this is a harder matter than it seems. Shall we shoot? We don't want to shoot Gollum. Faramir says your companions must be taken. Go down and fetch him. If you fail, we shoot. If you fall in the pool, no one but your fishing friend can help you, so have a care. Gollum crouches at the pool's edge with a half-eaten fish. His hissing murmurs are as unceasing as the waterfall. Dirty hobbits, nasty hobbits, left us alone. Precious is gone, throttle them all. Yes, we will, yes. And we'll need to use our charisma to get Gollum to come with us again. Nice master, says Gollum. We waits for him, Smeagol does. Even when master goes away with new friends and leaves Smeagol alone and hungry, yes. And Gollum joins you again there. And so now you can leave this eastern tunnel. You have found a tunnel leading to the surface. Take it. And you exit by one of the rivers. And I think that'll be a good place for us to bring this episode to a close. And in the next episode, we can continue exploring the rest of Ithilien with our bigger party. But we'll begin that quest in the next video.